Welcome to This Explainer. All right, let's just jump right in, because today we are completely tearing up the standard self-improvement playbook. Look, if you've been feeling stuck, unmotivated, or just kind of spinning your wheels lately, the source material we're looking at today offers a fiercely direct, no-nonsense approach to getting your life back under your control. We aren't going to sit here and talk about gentle, aesthetic morning routines or finding your inner zen over the course of a year. No way. This is an action-oriented, do-or-die guide. It's high stakes, it's intense, and the whole shebang revolves around one single, completely honest day.
You know how we've all been sold this idea that to actually change your life, you need some strict 21-day habit-building program or like a grueling 90-day marathon plan? Well, the source directly dismantles that myth. It argues that you absolutely do not need 21 days or 90 days. What you actually need is just one day. But, and this is a massive but, that one day has to be lived with brutal, unfiltered honesty. It's about taking a 24-hour period of intense clarity rather than wasting weeks on half-hearted attempts.
So to achieve that completely honest day, we're going to follow this 5-step playbook. Step 1 is no distractions. Step 2, mirror reality. Step 3, face your truth. Step 4 is the 1-hour reset. And finally, Step 5, the final reflection.
But before we even touch Step 1, we really need to reframe the problem. The source hits us with a pretty hard truth here. You are not stuck because you're inherently weak. I know, that's an excuse we all like to tell ourselves, but it's not true. You're stuck because you aren't being honest with yourself. Feeling paralyzed in life? That's just a symptom of avoiding reality. It's not a lack of strength. And honestly, once you accept that, you are fully ready for the protocol.
Okay, let's get into Step 1, no distractions.
This is where you choose your day and you draw a hard line in the sand. And what does zero actually mean here? It means an immediate, strict severance from all your digital escapes. Absolutely zero distractions. You literally put the phone in another room. You turn off all social media. There is zero scrolling allowed for the entire day. It's just going to be you in your own mind. No buffers, no background noise, and no quick dopamine hits to numb out whatever it is you're feeling.
Now, I'm going to warn you right now. Initially, this is going to feel incredibly weird. You are going to have this desperate, repeated urge to just reach into your pocket and grab your phone. But here's the real secret. Resisting that specific urge is exactly where the work begins. That moment of friction, that intense, itching desire to check a notification, that's the exact moment you normally use to escape your reality. When you actually sit with that urge instead of caving to it, the reset truly begins.
Which brings us right to Step 2, mirror reality. This step requires you to intentionally slow down. You're going to physically stand in front of a mirror. No music playing, no motivational audio in the background, just silence. You're going to look yourself directly in the eye and ask yourself this raw, incredibly difficult question. What am I actually doing with my life? And don't answer right away. Just let the heavy weight of that question hang in the silence while you maintain that eye contact with yourself.
If you start to feel that sinking, kind of gross, uncomfortable feeling in the pit of your stomach, do not look away. Actually, if it feels uncomfortable, you are looking in the exact right place. That discomfort isn't a red flag telling you to stop. It is the ultimate proof that you are finally, genuinely confronting your reality instead of just hiding from it. It is literally the feeling of honesty piercing through the noise.
Now, the source does something fascinating here. It breaks the fourth wall. And you know what? I'm going to do the exact same thing with you right now. It points out that everyone loves acquiring knowledge, right? But just passively listening to this explainer won't change a single thing in your life if you don't actually do something. So prove to yourself you aren't just consuming right now. If you truly want change, take a micro action today. Pause this for a second and type the word action down in the comments. Change starts with doing, not just thinking about doing.
Awesome. Let's move to Step 3, face your truth.
Okay, you've looked in the mirror, so now step away from it and grab a physical notebook and a pen. It is time to document your daily evasions. In that notebook, I want you to write down the answer to one very simple question. What am I avoiding? It might be a toxic habit you know you need to drop, or maybe an intimidating task you keep pushing to tomorrow every single day. The source emphasizes that the sheer physical act of writing it down on paper completely strips away your ability to ignore it. Once you accept it and trap it in ink, you can no longer pretend it doesn't exist.
Now we are moving into the real heavy lifting of the day. Step 4, the 1-hour reset.
This right here is the core stabilization phase of your journey. I want you to mentally anchor yourself to this number, 60.
You are going to carve out exactly 60 minutes dedicated solely to you. No compromises, no quick checks on work emails, no pausing to chat with a roommate. It is a massive commitment to yourself, and it serves as the absolute engine for this entire day.
And we're going to break those 60 minutes down into 3 distinct, highly actionable 20-minute phases. First up, the body move. For 20 minutes, you just move. It can be a brisk walk outside, doing push-ups in your bedroom, whatever it is, just get your physical state shifted. Then we move into the brain dump, and finally sitting in silence. Let's look a little closer at those last 2 phases.
So, the second 20-minute block is the brain dump. You take that same notebook and you just empty all the mental clutter directly onto the paper. Everything swirling around in your head, all the overthinking, all those highly specific fears you have about your future, the confusion about what your next steps even are. Write it all out. Don't format it, don't worry about spelling, don't make it pretty, just get the toxic noise out of your brain and trap it on the page. Then, you hit the final 20 minutes of the hour. Pure silence. You literally just sit. No phone, no music, no podcasts, nothing. In that silence, the source argues, you will come to a pretty stark realization. You aren't actually too busy to fix your life. That is a total lie. You have simply been totally disconnected from yourself. The so-called busyness, it was just a shield you threw up to prevent yourself from sitting in this exact silence.
As the day finally draws to a close, we arrive at Step 5, Final Reflection.
Think about it. You've disconnected from the noise, you've looked reality in the face, dumped your worst fears onto paper, and sat in that deeply uncomfortable silence. Now it's nighttime. You're going to walk right back to that exact same mirror. Look yourself in the eye one last time today, and I want you to say this out loud. Today, I didn't run. I wasn't perfect, but I was real. Just let that land for a second. This is the emotional climax of your 24-hour reset. You didn't solve every single problem you have, right? You didn't magically become a flawless human being in 24 hours, but for the first time in a very long time, you didn't run away.
The source makes a really profound concluding point here. One single day does not magically fix an entire lifetime of mistakes or bad habits, obviously. But that's not the goal anyway. The goal is that one entirely honest day finally shows you your true version. And when you finally see your true self, your direction suddenly becomes completely clear. You realize you don't actually need to hunt for external motivation anymore. The reality of your current situation dictates exactly what action you must take next. The path just becomes completely obvious.
So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought, straight from our source material today. Who is actually taking action today? Are you going to click away and go right back to scrolling, or are you going to take your 24 hours back? If you're committing to this reset, declare it right now by commenting Action Today. And hey, if you found this breakdown powerful, make sure to subscribe so we can keep learning and decoding these strategies together. See you in the next explainer.